But here at the half, we're joined by another man who knows what it's like for those pressure situations. Head coach of the women's hockey team in his 8th season, Brian Durocher. Coach, thanks so much for joining us here at halftime. What were your impressions of the first half?
Thank you, Brian. Real good half where I think the Terriers made a great run at the end and got this thing back to 1 point. There's obviously a big man out there, an American, that we all have to deal with. And I don't think it's one person's job, probably a number of people helping out.
The 6'11" man, Tony Roblicki, everyone trying to help on him. Coach,
Sure.
I know you were actually here at Agganis Arena this past weekend when your team played Providence. What is it like for them to be able to still play? You know, every year now it's one game at Agganis. What's it like for them to be on the big sheet of ice?
Well, I think it's an exciting event. You know, it's only 5 feet wider, but the building plays out big. You know, the Jumbotron and the ribbon across the building. You know, you get your replays up there live and in color. So I think the kids really enjoy that. And so far, the building has treated us pretty darn well.
Does it change any of your game plan in terms of that wider ice? I know you deal with it in New Hampshire as well and other places in Hockey East. Does it change your game plan at all?
Well, without a doubt, you know, it's slightly different. I think UNH changed it more because it's 15 extra feet to the walls. But here, where it's only a couple feet on each side, you just have to be a little bit cautious. But it really does make for a great game, an exciting game here.
Coach, before we go forward and talk about what your team has done this year, now with the Olympics going on in Sochi, Russia, I wanted to mention 4 Terriers, past and present, including Marie Philippoulin, a current member, and then past Terriers Jen Wakefield, Tara Watchhorn, and Catherine Ward, all representing Team Canada. What does it mean for them, for BU, and for you to see them perform so well out there?
Well, I think it's real exciting for myself and for anybody that's been associated with the kids, my coaches, my staff, the players that know them very well. So we'll have a special meaning knowing some people in the game that are there. I obviously have a allegiance to the U.S. because I'm associated with that program as well. So it's a tricky one for me to find the exact allegiance. But I hope everybody plays extremely well. And as far as the kids, you know, it's a great honor for Boston University to have kids of that ability that came through here and played here. And I think they're all very proud of what went on during their time at BU and, you know, what they brought to the school, because it wasn't just hockey, but they were great students and they were great people, community service-wise as well.
It's funny you talk about allegiances. You see right now on social media people saying, I don't know who to root for. Do I root for Team USA for the patriotic spirit, or do I root for my BU people that represent Team Canada? It's really funny seeing how the college allegiance maybe sometimes trump even the national patriotism.
That's right, and I'll let everybody make their own decisions where they want to go in there. You know, I've got a daughter who's sporting a pair of Go Canada gloves, and you know, I already mentioned that I've got both sides covered here.
Well, right back here in the States, your Terrier women's ice hockey team is now locked in the #2 spot in Hockey East tournament. It's been a year where, you know, you had the national ranking, lost it, but how would you kind of describe the way this season has gone? Still, obviously, a 20-win season.
Sure. I'm very proud of the accomplishments we've had this year. You know, a couple of setbacks. Kayla Tatino, a dozen games in, and Shannon Doyle for the entire year. That was our first-line center and probably the best defenseman in the league. But the kids have been unbelievably resilient. They had a little chip on their shoulder that they wanted to prove that we were still a good team despite the losses through graduation and injury, and they've answered the bell. You know, 20 wins is a pretty darn good season. Now they've got 21, a chance for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. So let's see how high they can set the bar. But I compliment everybody that's been here, the new kids, the leaders, Kaylee Fratkin and Louise Warren, and everybody in between.
You mentioned raising the bar. What about Sarah LaFour leading right now the NCAA with her 29th goal in that win over Providence? Obviously, she's had to step into a bigger shoes to fill also with Poulin gone.
Right, and I think she's just taken advantage of every opportunity she's had this year. She's plays in all situations, but the bottom line is you only get one chance to pop one in the net, and she does the hardest thing in the game, which is being able to score goals. Goaltenders are great now. Teams, you know, do all kinds of brainstorming to defend and, you know, bunch the house. And every time she's had a chance, she finds one under the crossbar, inside the post, through the 5-hole. It's all over the place for her, but she has a great vision, great sense, and a great release. So, but she couldn't do it without help, and she's had it from many people. You know, Kayla Tatino, Sam Sutherland, Kaylee Fratkin on the power play, Louise Warren on the power play, and when she was her center for about 10 games. So it takes more than one person, but she's had a special year.
I know I can talk to you about goaltending for more than certainly this halftime with a lot, but I wanted to mention Karen Sperry. It seems like once again she turns it on as you get closer to the postseason.
Right. This has probably been her most consistent consistent and best season. She had her save percentage way up there for most of the year. It slipped a little bit, but now it's back in a pretty lofty standing at around 930. And you know, we count on her to give us a chance every single game, and she's done that throughout her career. Very few nights has she not been there with her A game, and thankfully we've also got another goaltender, Victoria Hansen, who's played about a half dozen games and done extremely well right there to get her feet wet as a freshman.
Sunday is already senior day at 3 p.m. at Walter Brown Arena. Of course, it has to be against Boston College, but also it's Chili Fest. But before we get into Chili Fest, I wanted you to have an opportunity to just talk about what these 6 seniors mean to you as they get ready to play in their final East home regular season contest.
Well, you know, every year, you go back way to the first year when we just lost a couple of 2-year seniors at the time, Kara Hendry and Jess Lordy, if I remember correctly, and you thought you were, you know, losing a piece of your life or a piece of your heart because you really do love the kids and what they bring to the program. And then each year, as you lose people, new ones come in, and every graduating class is still a hard one when they leave. And these 6 kids have been through some great times, championships in Hockey East, you know, championship games in the NCAA, and regular season titles as well. So without a doubt, you know, from Louise, Kaylee, Braley Hiller, Karen Sperry, Megan Riggs, and I'm slipping up here on one. You know, they've done an unbelievable job for us to take care of business and continue to make us a championship program and a championship team.
Not to mention it's Chili Fest time also.
That's right.
You're going to have some fun with that on Sunday. Coach, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and good luck Sunday, and I know you'll get to acknowledge the seniors the way you want to.
Good. I appreciate it, Brian, and I hope that, you know, maybe we can take a run at 1,005, which is our largest crowd ever at Walter Brown Arena. Maybe a Chili Fest senior night, etc. We'll bring them all out there.
Come on down to Walter Brown Sunday at 3 p.m. against Boston College. Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Terriers trail American 32-31 at the half. When we come back, Patriot League scoreboard. First half stats still around the corner. Our thanks to Brian Durocher, the head coach of the women's ice hockey team. We'll be right back here on AM 1510 and the Patriot League Network, powered by Campus Insiders.